Welcome back. It is Friday, April 14th in the NBA. My two favorite picks are on the way. Let's recap how Wednesday went. It was an 0-2 day. Look, that's back-to-back 0-2 days. I'm sorry, the picks just have not fallen our way. Jonas Valanciunas under was a bad read on my end. He crushed that line. The Bulls-Raptors bankroll builder should have probably hit. Vooch ends with 14 points. We needed 15. He shot 14 times. I knew he'd shoot, just didn't knock down his shots. Either way, we're going to bounce back. I know it's been back-to-back 0-2 days. We built up a lot of bankroll the regular season. We could afford a couple bad days, but today's got to be 2-0. 1-1 at worst, but I'm feeling a 2-0 day coming your guys' way. Now, Bet365 has a great offer. We talked about this in the MLB video. You can sign up using our code at the top of the description. You deposit $10. You can get $200 worth of bonus bets. So take advantage of it just by betting $1 on a single NBA or MLB or even NHL team. Just go check it out. All the details down below in the description. A lot of you guys have signed up for Bet365. It's available in New Jersey, Ohio, Virginia, and Colorado. They have a lot of advantageous lines. Their lines also don't move too fast, so it's a really good book if you're in one of those states. Take advantage. The links are at the top of the description. But let's dive into our favorite plays. We're cooked up a good slate. Really like these two plays. I'd make them 1.5 unit plays if it weren't the NBA playoffs. I like to dial back the units there, but it's going to be the guy in the middle of my screen. Guy that's going to put his team on his back tonight. It's Bam Adebayo. I like his over 21.5 points plus assists. -120 on Bet365, who we already talked about. Now, I'd probably play this up to about 22.5. I don't see it going much higher than that. Now, if you're like Austin, I only have his PRA line. I never like counting on Bam to get rebounds. Won't lie to you about that. Sometimes it feels like he runs away from them. But I don't hate the PRA line. I'd probably lean towards just taking his points. So I'd like to give people a little bit of rationale. Obviously, I give the stats and stuff. Why do I back this pick? But why did I take his points plus assists over his points line? Now, if you only have individual points is the way to go. It's at 18.5. Some books are at 19.5. Now, personally, I think the difference here, the 18.5 to 21.5, doing some quick maths, it's only 3. I think there's a very realistic possibility that Bam gets at least 3 assists tonight. That was about -180. But there's a potential that he could get 4, maybe 5, maybe even 6 assists. And if he gets that many assists, then we're not asking him to score 19 points. Maybe we're asking him to score 17 or 18. So I think there's some advantageous match. I think it's reasonable to take the points plus assists here because I think you could hit this over in just points alone, but I think there's also a chance he drops 3, 4, 5 assists. You normally shoe in for 2. So I'm going to trust Bam to get these points plus assists tonight. But realistically, if you need an individual, points is the way to go. Now let's talk about Bam. First play-in game, played all right. Had 12 points, 4 assists on 8 potential assists. By all right, I mean he wasn't good by any stretch of the imagination. I'll talk about this in a little bit, but Bam even said in the press conference, we got to get me the ball a little bit more. So look, Bam, he played enough minutes, 41 minutes, the most on the team, but he only had 12 field goal attempts. Look, Tyler Hero shot 23 times. Jimmy Butler, 19 times. Kyle Lowry, 16 times. The fact that Bam was the fourth option on this offense, yeah, you're not going to win a lot of games like that. In my opinion, you're not getting 3 points from Kyle Lowry. You're not getting that tonight. Tyler Hero is always due for a bad night. Butler probably bounces back, but they got to play through Bam Adebayo today. I think that's their path of least resistance. Resistance against a very good Bulls defense. Now, we talked about the Bulls. Very good defensive guards. They got Alex Caruso, Pat Bev. Those guys are going to go out there and do their thing. They're probably going to double Jimmy Butler. That's what they've been doing. Very Raptors-esque defense where you double in a number one opposing option. However, you're going to have Adebayo on Nikola Vucevic. Now, Vucevic cost us some coin on Wednesday, so we're out for revenge, and hopefully Bam Adebayo gets that revenge for us today. But I don't see them doubling on Bam Adebayo. I don't see that being reasonable. I think they're going to let Vooch go one-on-one against him, and that's a mismatch. Bam Adebayo much more quick, much more agile than a guy like Vooch, who's also not the best rim protector and shot blocker. Now, we've seen in these matchups, the last 3, they've played against each other 3 times. Bam, 14, 33, and 27 points plus assists. So we went over in 2 of 3, crushing the line. But the big thing you have to like, 15 plus field goal attempts in all 3 games. It was a matchup that the Bulls saw, or the Heat saw. We're like, all right, we want Bam to go out there and be aggressive, and they facilitated, got him the ball, and look, he did his thing. Now, one game he went out there and shot 5 for 15. Look, if Bam Adebayo goes out there and clanks it up, I can't do anything about that, but all we can ask is that he shoots the ball tonight, and I think he gets well more than 12 field goal attempts tonight. And we saw in those games, he played 34, 34, and 37 minutes. As I talked about at the top, he played 41 or 42 minutes, and this is a game, this is a must-win. You lose, you're going home watching the rest of the game, the rest of the playoffs on the couch. So we're going to see Bam. He's over this line in 21 of his last 25 games with 15 or more field goal attempts. Like I said, only 12 last game. In fact, he even got 12. Didn't even feel like it if you watched the game. It felt like he had a shot like 6 times. But I think he gets over this 15 field goal attempt hump. I think he won't get double covered. And I think he's got a chances. Like I said, Bam said after the Hawks game, we need to get me the ball more early and often. So I think we see Bam Adebayo potentially have a big first quarter here. But as I said, he's going to to play a lot of minutes. He plays a lot with that second unit, which they're going to play Jimmy Butler and all the other guys a lot of minutes too, but he'll be on the court for a lot of it. This is the guy that's the anchor of this defense. They need him out there. So I think he's going to play upwards of 36, probably 40 minutes again today in a must-win game. They need him out there. I think he has a big bounce back spot here. Give me Bam Adebayo over 21.5 points plus assists, minus 120. As I said, 22.5. Thumbs up. If you want to take his points over, got my thumbs up too. No value on taking his over 2.5 assists, but I do think he gets us at least 3 assists, maybe even 4, maybe 5 or 6. He's been having I think he had games of 4 and 6 assists in his last 2 versus Chicago. We're riding with Bam Adebayo. Now my second play is going to be another guy that I love. People say I'm a homer for him. Whatever you want to say about him. His name's Josh Giddy, and I like his over 15.5 rebounds plus assists, minus 104 on FanDuel. Now, if this goes to 16.5, you can take it there, but as we know, the lines are pretty sharp. So if you got to lay a little bit of juice, probably prefer that at 15.5 than taking a 16.5 for plus money. Now, we saw very similar to Giddy and very similar to Bam Adebayo. He played a lot of minutes last game in their first play-in game. Giddy, first play-in game, masterful performance, 31 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists. While I don't hate the PRA line today, I don't really want to bank on Giddy dropping 20.5 points, which is what his line is. So I'd rather just go to the rebounds and assists, which he had 19 of. But the biggest thing, 42 minutes played. Now, the reason I sometimes hated Giddy, and it wasn't necessarily Giddy this regular season, it was more so the head coach. You never knew. Giddy sometimes would play 22 minutes one night. You're like, what are we doing here? Giddy, he's very talented. Very young player. I think he's 20 years old. Got a very bright future in the NBA. However, his coach sometimes was like, maybe he started off bad and didn't play him a lot. But they went to an 8-man rotation in the first play-in game against the Pelicans, and I really think Giddy's going to get his minutes again today. I think he sees at least over 35 minutes. If we can get 42 minutes again, I think we got a good chance of cashing this. Now, we know this is a winner-go-home game. SGA, Giddy should play a lot of minutes. SGA is going to draw the best Timberwolves defender, probably Anthony Edwards, but either way, I'm not too concerned about that. I think Giddy will have the ball in his hands a lot. We saw last game, Giddy, 17 rebound chances, but bigger, 74 passes made. Look, while passes made don't necessarily mean rebounds and assists coming his way, but he had the ball in his hands a ton. He was facilitating, passing it to his teammates, and this Timberwolves defense is known for packing the paint. If Rudy Gobert's back today, they're going to pack the paint with him and Karl Anthony Towns. So Giddy and SGA will drive to the hoop. Their shooters are going to be open on the wings. We need them to knock down those shots, and they're going to have their chances. So we've seen Giddy last 2 games versus Minnesota. It's at 19 and 19 rebounds plus assists, crushing this line. He only played 33 and 30 minutes. As I said, there's a chance that Giddy plays once again 40 minutes in a winner-go-home game. And Jalen Williams, who I actually don't mind his props, hint, hint, we'll talk about that in a second. I also think Giddy's going to be out there and being asked to grab some rebounds. Jalen Williams, their center, their starting center, not their wing, he's probably going to guard Gobert if he plays, and Gobert's just going to crash the paint, so you're going to have Jalen Williams having to box out Gobert. You're also going to see Karl Anthony Towns take another one of their big men away from the paint. So I think Giddy's going to be the one guy that's probably guarding Kyle Anderson or guarding Taurean Prince that just kind of camping, just trying to get those rebounds and then pushing the pace. We've seen Giddy played 17 games with 35 or more minutes this season. He's over this line in 14 of 17 games. I love that hit rate. I think he plays a lot of minutes. I think he has to be the guy to clean up the glass, and I think he should facilitate for this defense. Over-under still around in like the 220 range. So I think there's plenty of minutes here, and unless this game's a blowout or Giddy gets into foul trouble, I think we're going to see him play a ton of minutes, at least over 35. Knowing that this is a winner-go-home game, I think he gets his minutes out there. They need him to facilitate this offense against a decent Timberwolves defense. So, look, I'll ride with Giddy. If he wants to lose me some money for the last time this season, fine. All fine by me, but I'll ride with Josh Giddy over 15.5 rebounds plus assists, minus 104. Not terrible value on here, but almost at even value. Give me Josh Giddy to go step up. Now, of course, it's time. We got to have some fun here. So we're going to have a Sleeper Picks entry. Sleeper Picks, one of our newest sponsors. If you sign up using our code COS, it's also in the description. You get a 100% deposit match. I'm going to have a PrizePicks. I'll probably have a No House Advantage entry on my Twitter as well. Probably has some very similar legs, but I'm waiting until they put out that risk-free entry. Normally, PrizePicks has an entry where you get basically your money back if it loses, and then so does No House Advantage. They up the bonus or the payout for some of your picks. So you'll see those probably on my Twitter. But as for Sleeper, rolling with this, and we got these 4 legs. DeMar DeRozan, I haven't talked about him. We'll talk about him in a second. We got Bam Adebayo and Josh Giddy in there, and then Jalen Williams, LIM, their starting center. Now, DeMar DeRozan, I think he plays a lot of minutes. I think actually the Heat win this game and probably cover, but I think DeMar DeRozan plays a lot of minutes. At the end of the game, I think they're going to show a lot of coverage towards Zach LaVine, who just went off. I think DeRozan's going to have his chances. He can get to the free throw line. He can do his thing. He also facilitates for this team. And that's for Jalen Williams at the bottom. He had a big game, 24 PRAs in their first play-in game. I think he's going to have to play a lot of minutes. Played 32 minutes in that game against that Valanciunas-led Pelicans team. So I think we're going to see Jalen Williams, LIN, He gets a pretty good. I have to say that because Jalen, their other Jalen, I don't know why they had to do that to everyone, but I think these 4 legs, decent value. I put $20 on it to win over 200. It's a 10.19x payout, a little bit better than other books are giving you. So if you want to take advantage, sign up for Sleeper. You want to tail me, use code COS at deposit match. You can get 100% deposit match on your first deposit. So take advantage of that. Those are my 2 plays. A sleeper entry. We'll have some more stuff for the NBA Friday slate tomorrow. We'll be back. We'll have a bankroll builder in Saturday's video, 100%. We got 4 games on. We'll have some more picks then. Love you guys. Have a great Friday night. I'll see you guys later tonight. If you want to sweat out the Nerfy live stream at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, have a great Friday. Let's go 2-0. Let's win back some of the units we lost the past couple days. Love you guys. Have a great day. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.